Greetings to the Solidarity Conference with Venezuela. These are dangerous and tumultuous times. The United States is once again threatening Venezuela. It is claiming all kinds of terrible things about Venezuela, bombing fishing boats in international waters and placing warships in the region with 10,000 troops on them. They're also threatening Colombia. They're also threatening fishermen off the coast of Trinidad and other areas of the Caribbean. They've always been threatening Cuba, which has been under siege since 1959. These times have to be understood that the United States has always been almost obsessed with attacking any kind of progressive government in Latin America. They're terrified of the example of education, of housing, of health, and of hope and opportunities for people, and of sharing the resources from the mineral wealth of so many countries. And they're now trying to build bases once again. They tried to build a base in Grenada, which I understand has now been given a veto by the government of Grenada. They're also pressurising every other government in the Caribbean to agree to a US base being placed there. So we've got to understand this in the global context of US expansion over the Caribbean and Latin America. Our solidarity must be with the peoples of Venezuela, of Colombia, of all the Caribbean islands, and of course the people of Cuba. Because if we don't, then the US will once again exert its influence, try and impose its governments and try and impose its commercial strategy on those countries. They know that the stakes are very high. That's why we have to build that solidarity, not just in this country and around the world, but also with all those progressive forces in the United States that at last are beginning to assert themselves. The election of Zoran as mayor of New York indicates change is afoot even there. And all the things that are happening over here in this country indicate too that change is afoot. Let's be bold, let's be hopeful, let's be optimistic and show solidarity with those that have done so much to try and bring about real change for the benefit of the poorest people in this planet.